The Underground Pub Show is sponsored by Dick's Wings and Grill of Pensacola, located at 6205 North 9th Avenue. Call ahead for the big game for your wing and wrap platters, 850-497-6945, or online at dickswingsandgrill.com. Eat, watch, play, Dick's Wings.
LTE and built-in Wi-Fi hotspot.
What's up, guys, and welcome to episode 11 of the Underground Pub Show here on the PMPK Multiverse Network. My name is Schreiber, here with CJ and Bobo. Now, right off the bat, Bobo, how do you feel after just watching that, dude?
I don't know how to feel after watching that. I don't know.
I almost feel a little bit like I was gypped that I didn't get a cartoon like that on my birthday. Dude.
There was confetti coming out of blue and brown assholes.
There was. What a way to start the show.
Yeah,
That was incredible.
it was definitely a great way to start the show.
Absolutely. Welcome back.
Yeah, after the bye week for this show. I don't know if any of you guys watched the best of episode that we released last week that our producer worked really hard on. That was the best of our first 10 episodes. It was very funny. I hope you guys watch it. It kind of really summed up a few things. One, I get interrupted a lot on this show. I noticed
Wait, hold
that
on.
much.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, see? Just like that.
Oh.
And I know we like to say the words fair enough a lot. Just about anything we agree with. Fair enough.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and absolutely. There's absolutely too. And Bobo, when CJ shows up in Brazil, there's a green swimming pool, correct?
Yes.
I think it's
There's
like
a green
anywhere I
swimming
show
pool.
up, right? There's a green pool.
Well, that's probably true as well.
Probably. But yeah, like I said, it's episode 11. This is our last episode before Halloween, so I guess this would be our Halloween special, so to speak. So, I mean, anybody that's out there watching, if you guys want to talk good Halloween memories, horror movies, whatnot, we're going to be talking about that as well, along with sports and all that stuff that we build our show around. So that'll be a lot of fun. CJ over here, as far as horror movies goes, he's developed a really good skill, I've noticed, since me and him become friends, and he's found the worst horror movies imaginable and managed to find something great about them.
Absolutely. I actually find that the best horror movies are the most cheesy, just terrible movies that you can think of, like
Troll 2.
2.
Troll 2.
is one
I
of
didn't
my
even know that
favorites.
movie existed until this guy came around. I cannot think of enough for it. If you've never seen that movie, you need stop watching the episode. Just go watch Troll 2 now.
My absolute
It's that
favorite
good.
actually is my absolute.
I'm sorry. Wait till this episode's over,
Yeah.
then go watch Troll 2.
Now who's interrupting who? Fuckface. Listen. With the best one out there though, seriously, is Sleepaway Camp. If you haven't seen Sleepaway Camp, be,
With the little
spoiler
peep, yeah.
alert, be prepared. At the end, it makes the whole movie worth it. And I'm sorry, Mom, for using the double F a minute ago. So
There also what was it? Me and you saw Zombievers. What was that last
yes,
year?
Zombievers.
That was a good one too.
Absolutely. The surprise shower face the beaver gives is amazing.
Yeah, that was great. Bobo,
So
you
it wasn't
seen...
about killer vaginas? It was
No,
about
No,
actual
that's
beavers?
teeth. Teeth is killer vaginas.
Yeah.
And
I've
that's
seen
just,
that.
The fact that we live in a world
Yeah,
where we
that's
do
just
actually
scary.
have a horror movie about killer vaginas.
Yes.
It's just beautiful.
like if you enter it, you might not come back.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
It's
bad.
yeah, it's bad news. I'm not actually watched the entire movie of Teeth. I got about halfway through and I said, you know what, I'm going to bed. Enjoy watching the rest of
I
it.
refuse to watch it. There's just no way now.
My
I'm
ex-girlfriend from like 5 or 6 years ago, she really was into like a lot of really stupid horror movies, that being one of them, and I agreed to watch it with her, and about halfway through it, I said, you know what, I've had enough of this. I'm going to bed. See you in the morning. Like, it was...
There's a lot of good ones, though, on Netflix, if you check them out. Like, The Babadook is great.
Yeah, that was a really good movie.
We Are Still Here. You're Next. Check them out. It's Halloween season. It's time to watch these movies. Those are the best time. So
My favorite Halloween movies that are out there that's actually intersecting with a show that's out there right now. I'm a big Evil Dead guy. I mean, I think I made that pretty clear a few episodes back. But right now, Ash vs. the Evil Dead is in the midst of their season 2 right now. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it yet, but it's just getting. I mean, after Ash vs. the Evil Dead season 1, I wondered if this show was ever going to be able to top that season. In 2 episodes, I was proven wrong. Now, 4 episodes into it, it's almost, in my opinion, it might be the best show on TV, right there with, of course, The Walking Dead, which shattered TV ratings this past weekend. It was,
Spoiler alert
it was
for
an
anybody watching
eye-popping
the show.
moment in TV history, was it not?
Not all it's shattered.
Spoiler alert. Seriously, if you're watching this, we're going to talk about it. So if you haven't seen it, stop watching.
If you haven't seen
No,
it,
yeah.
you're not a fan, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, people have
You're a
lives.
casual. You're casual. You're a casual if you haven't seen it.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
They won't get upset.
we won't give spoiler alerts away unless we have somebody call in and they want to talk about it. Then I would go look at tits for a minute or something like that.
Man.
But-
If they haven't seen
Well,
it
yeah,
yet,
it's already been spoiled. I
they're
mean, like
literally
1,000
just-
people did it on Facebook.
Yeah.
I just
but-
avoided Facebook altogether. I know a couple years ago, there's this girl that I knew in Gainesville. I worked with her, and she spoiled Walking Dead for me, and I just went off via Facebook message. I threatened like her kids and a bunch of other stuff. It was pretty bad.
So you
But,
like The Walking Dead, huh?
I do. That didn't actually happen, but I got really mad and I used exclamation points.
people were spoiling it for me, but when they were saying Glenn, for some reason I thought Glenn was Daryl, and I kept thinking Daryl. I got their names confused, so I actually somehow countered the spoiling. Yeah, basically, I'm a casual. It's not my favorite. It's not my top 5 show. I just watch it because I almost have to at this point.
But I know me, and it's not like really a Halloween thing, but I know me and you were in on Black Sails. That's a damn good show
That's
right there.
probably that's probably is my favorite show. I like that more than Game of Thrones, even though this season is the last season, which I find unfortunate.
That
Yeah, it was
sucks.
a bummer.
They-
I just got a message from Ashley, from our friend Ashley that works at Dick's Wings, our sponsor, and she let me know to tell you, Bobo, happy birthday from the Dick's Wings gang.
Thank you.
You
The wings are
lanky
great.
bastard, you
Yeah.
enjoy your dicks.
Hey,
We ate them already.
They were fucking
Yeah.
awesome.
They went pretty quick today.
Yeah, they did. They went fast.
Can I say something? I feel like Dick's Wings does not get the credit they do. Their wings are awesome, especially
Well,
in
very good.
Pensacola, where there's not that many great wing places. There's only a few. And in town itself, I mean, honestly, it's better than most other places.
A lot of
And
times,
I'm not even like shilling to our sponsor or anything. Just honest opinion, these wings are better. So
Yeah,
if you haven't been
they're
there, get off your ass and go there and eat some wings and drink some beer and have fun.
and
It's
their
a good place.
flavors are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're different.
And
A
you
lot
can
of times you go
mix
to
them.
places, they all taste the same. It's like you order all these flavors, but it's all basically just hot shit. But their flavors actually taste. We were just talking this now how different each one was and trying to figure out what flavor it was.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's almost,
Tastes
it's
different.
almost become like a game for us, like every
pretty
Wednesday
cool.
when we get here.
Yeah.
So you guys should buy some.
I mean, it's better than that place that happens to be by the movie theater. It's better than
That
most
place
places.
by the movie theater.
Oh, well, I don't want to throw them on
or that,
blast.
or that
but
place at the beach next to that really popular place. At the
Yeah,
beach.
you know that other popular
People
place
love
by the
that
beach.
fucking place, man. Why do they love that place so much? I
That
have
place
no
is
idea.
overrated. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
We had a
it's just-
fantasy draft last year, didn't
Beach
we?
wings.
No,
to
no.
me,
That
it's
place where
bad.
the girls have bigger boobs.
Yeah,
and all
you
that.
like it?
I grew up on those wings.
Do you like
but
do you like
gotcha.
breaded wings there or naked?
I'm talking about the
Okay.
like the
The
sports
place next to it, yeah.
Like there's the putt place, and then there's the other place right next to it.
Ah, that place. If
That
you don't
place
live in
is
Pensacola, you
overrated.
probably have no
You
fucking
want
clue what we're
so many
talking
places,
about.
They might
but
want to sponsor us as well, and then you.
That's
bash
why
them
I'm not
on the
using
air.
names.
That's what we do.
Just saying.
So, like I said, or like you guys know, we had a bye week last week. Our producer Kenny was out of town, so we didn't have a show last week. A lot has happened
Yes.
since that happened. CJ, I'll let you take over from here.
Yeah, it's been a tough week. There's been some major changes in the Underground Pub Show crew. We've all gone through personal trials and tribulations, but There's none bigger. And the elephants in the room, we just wanted to mention it. Schreiber has the worst sunburn I've ever seen in my entire life. It is
true.
awful. My Bulls jersey is not as red as this motherfucker's arms and face writes me.
Keep in mind,
Sorry.
it's
Like,
October.
It's
It's
Even though we're
October.
in Florida, it's still October.
He went through the entire hot as balls summer and not have one sunburn.
And I waited until October to do it.
Yeah, it's awful. Like if you see it like right here, like just like right here.
I like why do you hit
glowing.
the area where there's a sunburn? I'm not really 100% sure on, but no, it's pretty terrible underground pub show, folks.
I think we're all wearing red too. Now.
Yeah, it's
right.
a sponsor.
It's like I mean between like my sunburn and Bobo's shirt, like I'm somewhere in the middle of that, I guess. Like as of
Yes.
now, Saturday when the sunburn happened, it was about CJ's red or maybe my Slayer red. It was bad. Basically what happened was I don't know if we have any pictures, any before or after pictures of this. At one point we did, but we may not now. But basically what happened was Saturday, me and my dad, we went to the University of West Florida football game down at the Wahoo Stadium in downtown Pensacola. They were playing Shorter University, and I got up that morning. Yes, it's a school out of Georgia. And they had not won a game at that point in time. And let's put in this, and they still haven't, for that matter. But anyways, I got up that morning around 9:30, and it felt great outside. The sun was barely out. Just didn't really think about, any kind of major preparations. I remember I planned on grabbing sunscreen before I left. Me and my dad came pick me up. We went down to the game. I forgot the sunscreen, but by the time I got to the game, I was like, oh, screw it. We don't need it. We get to our seats, having a great time, slamming some beers. And then when the second half started, I was on my way back from the bar that's in like the south, or what would be in this stadium, the south end zone, or which would be for the Wahoo's games behind home plate. Went to the bar over there, and I grabbed 2 beers, one for me and one for my dad. I'm on my way back, and the sun just out of nowhere just fucking popped up and landed right on top of where me and my dad were sitting at. And it just cooked me right into my seat. My dad actually wore a jacket to the game and refused to take it off just because he didn't want to get sunburned. Which
Smart man.
It had to be miserable, but he might be the smarter one this one because I just got cooked into my seat. I had sunglasses on that I didn't want to take off because the sun was right in my face. So I have this fucking, raccoon-looking thing going on. It's hilarious, I know. I just kind of went on this whole deal about how I got this sunburn. It was horrible.
Long story short, Schreiber got burnt.
I got
And
burnt.
now, a moment for the ladies.
Ladies, make sure you wear your sunscreen.
Yeah, please do. In fact, I've got tickets to the UWF game in a few weeks, and you damn well believe I'll be fucking bringing sunscreen to that game.
I'll go with you. I'm already dark, so I don't have to worry about it.
Well, lucky for you, buddy. So, anyways, that's how I got my my awesome sunburn this past Saturday. The Argonauts, they won that game, by the way, 36-0. But check this out, guys. So I was talking about how this team, Shorter University, had not won a game, and they still haven't, obviously, by this point in time. That team is so fucking bad that in the first half of that game, the Argonauts really weren't playing very well. They were moving the ball well, but they kept turning it over. In fact, they turned the ball over at least 4 times, and that's not an exaggeration. It was at least 4 times. It was I want to say it was like closer to 5 or 6 times, but I know it was at least 4. They turned the ball over 4 times at least, and they never scored a point off of it.
God.
They lost the game 36-0. That's how bad that Shorter University team is, and they've been around for a hot minute, and UWF is in their first year of football and spanked that team.
Well,
like it was
UWF has
nothing.
a lot of talent around this area. I mean, so
Did we miss a call?
Yeah, you want me to call him back?
Yes,
Do it,
please.
do it.
Call him back. All right, caller. Sit tight. We're about to get you in a second, okay?
we got stuff to talk about.
We do. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Apparently, people want to talk to us about stuff, which is really fun.
I'm wearing a basketball jersey.
You are wearing a basketball jersey. I mentioned this earlier that I've never seen CJ wear a sports jersey other than Saints jerseys. All right, what's up? You're on the Underground Pub Show with Schreiber, CJ, and Bobo. Who's this?
It's your boy Leroy.
There he is, Leroy.
Welcome back, man. It's been a while. How you been?
I got you, brother. Oh, it's all good, man. I'm just wondering who this cute little strawberry I'm looking at on on the screen there in the Slayer shirt.
He is a bright red strawberry. That it is true.
Wait. He's not the same old white boy that was pro Alabama back in the day.
Oh no, he's still pro Alabama, but he just got sick of being the white boy. So
Maybe
he
the team
kinda-
that keeps winning.
That's a big mistake.
That's what I'm saying. He just got tired of being the white boy, started trying to get some sun, but it backfired.
It did, big time. I went from the white boy to the fucking apple
Well,
boy,
the
like,
son
really
doesn't
fast.
like the son doesn't like little red strawberries like you, buddy.
Well, thank you, Leroy. This is the best call I've ever heard.
Appreciate it, Leroy.
Hey, Bobo. Hey,
What'd you say?
dude. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, what's up?
Happy birthday, man.
Thanks.
And Bobo, it's your birthday.
Man, Bubba, you got an animation video and a song.
Dude,
Like,
oh
you
my
are a
God.
special dude, man. A special dude.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Hey,
Leroy.
I appreciate
Hey,
it. greatly.
we appreciate it, Leroy. Thank you so much for calling.
Baba booey, baba booey.
Have a good night, man.
All right, so believe it or not, the Underground Pub Show is a sports show, so we're gonna dive into that. We're gonna start our show off this week with our favorite segment, the Bottom Shelf Bum, and we're gonna turn the mic over to Bobo now.
Bottom shelf bum of the week.
Bobo, let him have it. Who's our Bottom Shelf Bum this week?
This week's bum shelf bum of the week is Schreiber's Tan. No, actually, it's the Ohio State Buckeyes. There's no one else can really compete with what happened there to them, and playing Penn State. I honestly didn't even, when people were telling me that they're going to lose, I still didn't believe it. And even when they had lost, I was still watching the stream like, no, it didn't end. There's surely some more football left. No, it was done. I was like, wow, they just lost to Penn State. That's quite unbelievable.
I remember seeing you Saturday night at up at Coyotes.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, as soon as that game was about, a minute away from being over, I said, well, if it keeps up like this, Bobo, there's your Bottom Shelf Bum. And you're like, yep.
They're so much better than Penn State. It's
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Apparently they are 3 points worse than Penn State
I
right
mean,
now.
yes,
And they
in
say
that game,
pedophilia never pays.
they play 10 out of 10 times. They win 7. I mean, it
But
sucks.
the time that it
You know,
counted this year,
my
the Natty
family goes to Ohio
Lions would be
State.
the
I love
team
Ohio State.
to take the Ohio State Buckeyes down this year. So I mean, I guess this finally begs the question. Ohio State only dropped down to number 6 in the rankings, but
yeah.
are the Buckeyes donezo?
No, I don't
No.
think they are. As far as like making it to the playoffs, they can definitely still do that, but they can't lose. I mean, obviously, if they lose to Michigan, it's a wrap.
No, that
Michigan State, for
I
that
mean,
matter.
that game is going to be huge.
Or- yeah.
Ohio State will come back. I mean, it sucks. It's one loss, but they can turn around. They didn't fall that bad, and they still got a great team. And Urban Meyer is still a great coach. It's
I
just
mean, hell, Florida State with 2 losses is still hanging around,
yeah.
and they're really shit.
What's up with
Somehow,
that? It's
somehow.
like the ACC is pretty strong or something.
Says the guy that was convinced that it was the worst conference in all of college football.
What, the ACC?
No, he just said
The SEC.
He just said the ACC was better.
You
Yeah,
said
that's what I
ACC
did
That's,
say
that's
that.
right. I forgot you were all on board on the SEC.
No,
Pittsburgh
the
especially.
ACC, like Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, they're
Yeah.
good.
They're a great
They
team
should
this
be
year.
right.
No, they're not, and they shouldn't
Oh.
be.
By the way, we got a new sticker, you guys. The Underground Pub Show sticker. If you call up, you might get one. So call up at that number, 850-907-7686. Tell me your thoughts on college football. Tell me about NFL. It's every sport. Basketball just started, and baseball. World Series. Cubs and Indians are in the World Series. The last time the Cubs won, sliced bread wasn't invented. Sliced bread.
That is true.
Come on. Go Cubs. They're winning 5-0.
Cue the cricket noises. But
Baseball's awesome.
I have him somewhere.
Yeah. So.
No, actually, I mean, this is a big World Series. Like, both these teams haven't competed for one in a really long time. Like you said, I mean, the Cubs, you said last time they won one, it was before. It was literally before
It
sliced
was
bread. That's not a
108
joke.
years ago.
Like, yeah, 108 years ago.
108. Like,
That is wild.
they're. I mean, it's incredible.
It's incredible how bad your baseball program is. You haven't been there since the freaking 1800s. But
Somebody had to finally say it.
1900s, but I mean,
good lord, what shit organization must they have in Chicago?
What's even
Take
more
that
incredible
long.
is that the organization has stuck around throughout all of it. Usually, I mean, after 50 years of not winning shit, they just finally said, "Fucking can." I mean, God, the New Orleans Saints almost went down in flames. Like
those
after
fans are
40-something years,
loyal
like,
as shit. Like they may be dicks, but the Tampa Bay Rays, they had a great fucking team for a while, and their fans are garbage. They never go to the games. The Miami Marlins, they won 2 World Series, and their fans are garbage. And the Cubs haven't won dick in forever, but they still show up to every single game, no matter how bad they're getting their butts kicked.
Suckers.
It's true. I mean,
coverage on WG,
you know.
WGN or whatever, so they were.
The Indians, they had Major League. The Cubs had Rookie of the Year. Either way, I'm happy.
Didn't the Indians also have a bunch of bugs on people's faces about 10 years ago during the World Series?
that did happen. Yeah.
They were near, yeah. There is some sort of river in Cleveland at every certain time of the year, which will probably happen. No, never mind. They didn't. No, these bugs come out the river and start flying everywhere.
Like
And remember
river
when
bugs?
they were knocking all these bugs off of their faces? Google it. I can't remember. I know it was a World Series game, and it was the last time I think either Cleveland won or were in the finals. But all these bugs started coming out of this river in Cleveland and attacking all the ball players' faces. And the pitcher was spitting bugs out of his mouth because they're flying in his nose. You didn't Google it. I swear
It was
to God.
97.
I remember
Last
hearing
time
something
they did
about
it,
that,
I'm
yeah,
never wrong on
97.
this stuff. Believe me, you guys should know that by now.
He's checking his sources.
Checking the sources. Bobo, while you're checking your sources, we'll go back to our theme for the evening. We're talking a little bit about horror movies now. What about you, man? I mean, we know how you feel or what you know about the Chinese and what they don't like when it comes to horror movies. They're not a fan of ghosts.
No,
Giant
no
tall
spirituals.
lizards diminishing everything in their or demolishing everything in their path. That's fine, but ghosts, no
yeah,
good.
well, they don't believe in giant monsters and stuff, but they do believe in the afterlife and ghosts. They think that is real. So when you're making a ghost on TV, it's not like some fictitious thing. It is a real. You're portraying something that really happens, and they don't want to watch it because they think they're talking shit about ghosts if they watch it, and then the ghost is going to come to their house and be like, "Oh, you like to watch this on TV."
Does that include like The Exorcist or something like that? Like that's demonic possession, but I mean like crossing a border, you know?
I don't.
like,
It's close because I don't think so. I mean, like Poltergeist, fuck yes, because it involves
good movie.
afterlife
That was
and
a good
things
movie.
that have passed on. Like The Exorcist is basically the devil.
That was a good movie
That's
too.
not really passed on. It's just a devil deal. I don't know how they feel about that. I have to.
I guess
some
that's kind of a
research.
religious thing.
But,
But
yeah.
Bobo, what's a good horror movie that you really enjoy, man?
All right. Well, the movie, I don't really watch horror that much, to be honest with you. The last horror movie I went to go see in the movie theaters was one of those. Was that freaking the one you just talked about? The last one that came out with the gypsy woman, and the girl had to write a check for her house.
Oh, are you
remember
talking about
went
Drag
with-
Me to Hell?
Is that it? Yeah, me and
Yeah.
me
Oh
and,
yeah, the Sam Raimi.
me
Dragon
and
Hell,
watch
yeah.
a movie. Troy Smith, my friend Troy.
Troy Stories.
He will take you to. He'll go to any movie you want to.
He would
anytime
go to
you
the
wanna
midnight showing of Midnight
So
Showing.
He
the
would.
Drag Me to Hell with Justin Long.
Yeah, I saw. That's the last horror movie I've seen.
That came out a while ago, man. Like,
That's what I'm trying to say. But
well, I'll be damned.
I do have a horror movie that I do think is probably the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life. When I saw it, I had trouble sleeping for months. I didn't like to go outside by myself. I didn't like sleeping in my room and my lights off. If my roommates didn't stay at the house, I felt really scared. I considered buying a dog to help guard the house in case somebody tried to come inside the house. Any loud noises or anything that happened in my house or around me terrified me. The movie was Showgirls. It was quite possibly the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. To this day, I have a hard time finishing it. I usually last about 15 minutes before I just can't stand.
That was a new experience in sheer terror, wasn't it?
It still is. I don't know how it
Jesse
ended. I
Spano.
can't. As soon as a girl goes on the steps and the other girl starts acting, I gotta hang it up at that point. I can't go any further.
The acting is almost as bad as like in the second Austin Powers movie when like Heather Graham like kicks Fat Bastard in the groin. She's like, "That's for calling me crap, you fatty." Like, I mean,
Yeah, it
it's
was terrifying.
the acting is almost that terrifying.
Terrifying is the word I use.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jesse Spano.
Yeah, it's in her acting debut in a movie.
Well, that actually killed her career.
Yeah,
Well, Bobo,
it's-
if you ever get sucked into watching Showgirls again, I'm just as your friend and your co-host, I will let you know, man. I'm just a phone call away, brother. I got you. I've got you.
It's an ordeal. I had to like prepare.
Well,
to
like you're
watch
gonna
that.
go watch it with him, or
I mean, I might have to. You know, I mean,
go to hold him while he watches it, or
well,
Have you
let's
seen
not
it?
make it weird
It's
now, shall we?
absolutely
Yeah, I've seen it.
Scary.
it is
Jesse
terrifying.
Spano naked.
We'll jump back to college football here for a minute. There really wasn't a whole lot of games last weekend that were like standout games. I mean, really, honestly, the Ohio State and Penn State game was not a standout game. It just became one. One of the big games that happened last week was Texas A&M and Alabama. Bama won 33-14. The other game was what was it? LSU and Ole Miss.
Yeah.
LSU seemed like pretty much run the table on that. So now, this brings up an interesting question right here. Since Les Myers has been fired, LSU seems to be going
on the
in the
right
right
track?
direction.
Yeah.
They seem to be doing the right thing. Now Alabama has got the week off this week, and their next game is your birthday, November 5th, against LSU. And usually this is a big game every year, but Alabama's won the last several of them. Has this game like is some new life been brought to this, that LSU is starting to look like LSU now, or are we still thinking that Alabama is just going to do what people expect them to do this year?
You want to go first?
I'm actually talking to the people
Okay,
on the
then I'll
internet.
go first.
Thank you.
LSU is better, but they're going to lose to Alabama. Alabama's not going to lose.
Wait a minute. How is LSU better?
No, like I'm saying, like LSU is better than what they were with Les Miles.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because Les Miles was a horrible coach, has been a horrible coach. They should have got rid of him years ago, but now they're playing better. Their offenses look better, like 100-fold. But Alabama's the best team in the country. They're not going to lose. So
You think
if LSU freaking wins, which I don't think will happen, I'll deck out all in purple and yellow or whatever the hell they wear and be all about them. But
you'll be that happy for a team that you don't even know the colors of?
yeah, I mean, it's
You
like
were-
I guess it was yellow. It was like,
weren't you an LSU fan for a weekend or something like
for what, like an ex kind of made me like hate LSU, and Les Miles kind of like reaffirmed my hatred. But yeah, I mean, Alabama's gonna win. No one's beaten Alabama. I don't care what you say. I don't care what conference you're in.
Yeah.
I don't care what your coach is, who your players are. Alabama's gonna win, and I hate them. I hate Alabama. I'm gonna say it so many times. Him and our other buddy were talking about the Texas A&M game. Like, oh, I'm pretty nervous, and I was like, "Fuck you! Alabama's gonna win. They
I
always
didn't say
win."
the word's pretty nervous. Said interested to see the
You were like,
outcome.
"Oh no, they're gonna play Texas A&M. They beat us 3 years ago." Whatever. Alabama always wins.
They always
it's
lose. And
annoying.
they usually also lose a game every year too. That does seem to happen.
No.
Yeah, I mean, yes. Yes. Last year they lost Ole Miss. The year before that they lost Ole Miss. The year
Ole
before
Miss
that,
is better than. Ole Miss has lost. Who has Ole Miss beat this year? They've lost like.
I mean,
didn't they
crap,
lose
but
the Florida State? They lost to LSU. They lost to Alabama. Ole Miss is nothing.
I mean, I was just saying the last 2 years they have. Usually, Bama
yeah.
does seem to lose a game. So I mean, it would never catch me off guard if. I mean, shit. Look at the last year that AJ McCarron was the quarterback for Alabama. People consider that to be the best team that Alabama's ever had. And then
I think this team is one of the best teams they've had in years.
I agree with that right there. But I mean, that last year that AJ McCarron was there, they considered that team to be unstoppable. And then the last play of the Auburn game happened, and they
yeah,
lost.
I mean, I could be completely like next week, like a bunch of fuck shit and random balls bopping down all around the ball. Like Alabama could lose, but is it gonna happen? No, they're gonna win.
It could. I mean, and then again, like Ohio State beat Alabama that a year later in the playoffs.
Ohio State had a really good team that year.
Yeah, they did have a really good team that year. I'm just saying, I mean, they're beatable, man. Like, even this year, I think Alabama I'm a Bama fan. I think they can be beat. I mean, but I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be that easy. Is it going to be LSU? It's one of those games where, like, I feel like no matter how bad LSU could be or how good Alabama can be, that game can never be a sure thing. I feel like there's always a chance that LSU can... I mean, at this point in time, this game is LSU's national championship. they're probably not going to make the playoffs unless some miracle from hell happens. So like, this is their fucking national championship. If they want to win a game this season, next week is the fucking time to do it. You know, like
There's literally no chance it'll happen.
I'd
be willing to bet anything, dude. Like,
anything.
Yeah, anything. LSU's not going to win.
There's
no trap.
I would almost be willing to bet a tattoo on that, but I'm not going to.
There's no Admiral Akbar. There's no trap. Like it's LSU is not going to lose. They're not going to win. If you happen to watch this, you're an LSU fan. I'm sorry, but you have no chance. Go ahead and call up. Tell me I'm wrong. 850-907-7686. You have no chance. I'll see you next Saturday night, wasted because you've been taking fireball shots to forget about the beating that Alabama gave you. Sorry.
Well, that was nice. So that pretty much does it for college football right now.
I mean, Bubba, we didn't hear your thoughts on the game. What do you think?
They're gonna get their asses shitted on. Like their asses will have other shit.
Like there's gonna be shit going on their asses where they gotta get toilet paper to wipe off because they got their shit.
Well, here's a more interesting question then. If y'all both think Alabama's gonna win, by how much? Do you think a close game, blowout, or what? Like,
I think the new coach is gonna find out exactly what coaching a SEC team is all about, and he's going to find out what coaching against not just the SEC team but a powerhouse team is all about. He hasn't seen anything like that. I mean, I'm sure he's coached alongside it, but now he's going to be the one that's actually coaching it, and he's going to be introduced to a whole new world that I don't think he's probably prepared for. But I mean, if he manages to keep his composure and keep it relatively close, when I say close, being within 15 points or so.
Who I like, by the way.
If he keeps it around there and he keeps it respectable and actually tries things that might work, even though they won't win, they might keep him around. This is like a good test for him.
Oh no! If he wins, if he pulls it out of his butt, he's the coach.
Winning,
as I just saw,
he has the thought.
I think it's gonna be 44-21.
Okay,
like,
let's put it this way. I mean, granted, I know they're supposed to say that, but now that it's out there in the open, LSU defensive back Dwayne Thomas, he definitely does not have a lack of confidence because he just tweeted, "I really see us dominating this offense. I really see us dominating this team. We're gonna beat Alabama." So he guaranteed a win. So all right, Broadway, fucking LSU.
Yeah.
We'll see it happen. Anyways,
I hate your team, by the way, Shriver, but they're good.
I know you hate Alabama. It's all good, buddy. But they are good.
I'm finally in chat.
Moving on to
me.
I guess we're gonna move on to the NFL.
Chat with me real quick.
We're gonna move on to the NFL right now. We've had pretty sort of kind of 2 weeks to cover since we last saw you guys. But let's backtrack a little bit to one of our earlier episodes. I want to say it was episode 7 or 8. That at that point in time, we had 4 teams in the National Football League that were 0-3. It was the Cleveland Browns, the Chicago Bears, the New Orleans Saints, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Thankfully for most of these teams, they have all managed to win some games. The Saints have won 2. The Bears have won 1. The Jacksonville Jaguars have won 2, none of them being at their home stadium, but they have won a couple. But there is the old Cleveland Browns, 0-7, and it's not looking like it's going to get much easier for them. And for all of our patrons over at Coyote Sports Bar watching tonight, we have a very special treat for you. All the way from Cleveland, Ohio, we have an old friend that has a little message for us.
LTE and built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. Get this low mileage
What's up,
diesel
Underground
Skyline
Pub Show?
XT5 from around
I was asked by John talk a little bit about what it's like being a Cleveland Browns. Where to start here? 3 words? Really? Not fucking fun. I mean, 7 weeks in, 7 losses. The wind blows, we lose a quarterback. We have found interesting ways to snatch defeat from the hands of victory. I mean, struggle is real, kids. These guys play their asses off. We as fans put on our gear every week. stick by the team week in, week out. We're there for the fumble, the drive, Baltimore, 26, maybe 27 quarterbacks since 1999. It's going to be a long second half of the season. Maybe we'll win a couple of games even. I do know one thing. We do deserve a much better product. I mean, all I can say is thank God for alcohol and hockey. Gonna need a lot of booze. Maybe something stronger to get through this. Yeah, I don't know. That's about it, man. Peace.
There was Mr. Jason Hines, or as we know him as his hippie, who hung around our bar for a very long time, a good friend to all of us here on the Underground Pub Show. Hippie, thank you very much for making that video, and we here on the Underground Pub Show are very sorry that this team is doing it. I mean, as two Saints fans, we're only 2 wins better, but I mean, it still looks better than what that is over there, man. But on
some of our best defensive players came from the Browns, so it's
that did happen, yeah.
Yeah, it's we're not doing much better than you, man. So we're in the same boat.
And I mean, when it comes down to it, it's not bad times over there in Cleveland right now. I mean, the fucking the Cavaliers, you know,
be fine.
You really think
they're
they're
not
beat the Raiders?
going to beat the Raiders?
The Raiders are.
They're not going to be the
off to an
division
outstanding
leader.
Start this year, man. Like,
What's the record?
well, they've got what 2 losses right now? Like,
Yeah. So what does the Broncos' losses have?
yeah. Okay. I mean,
okay,
I get that, but I mean,
Yeah.
we're talking about an offense in the Denver Broncos that is kind of, in my opinion, a little lackluster. Yeah, they look good against against.
Okay, Devontae Booker looked good running the ball.
Okay, yeah, that's great. But I mean, look at Oakland's offense right now.
Okay.
One of the best
How's
in
their
the league
defense?
right now.
Dude, their punter looks
How's their
great running the
defense?
ball.
Their defense
I'm sorry,
is shit
like-
right now, but fucking.
But when you go against Osweiler, you can be shit and
Yeah,
still get a
exactly.
couple plays.
Exactly. I
It's not Osweiler,
I have
it's Simeon.
confidence that the Saints will beat
Simeon is the
Broncos.
quarterback
Like,
for the Broncos. It's a complete.
I can't tell because they're all
Osweiler is in
garbage.
Houston getting money, doing nothing.
I'll just
throwing
say garbage
interceptions,
2 then, or garbage
killing
1.
his fantasy team because DeAndre Hopkins can't catch the ball
No, he can't.
because Osweiler can't throw it to him.
No, he can't.
Whichever one's
You know who could?
less garbage.
Brandon Wheaton can throw on the ball. T.J. Yates can throw on the ball, but Brock Osweiler with a $72 million contract
Can't do it.
throw the ball to DeAndre Hopkins.
Biggest mistake I've ever made in
Trevor
fantasy football.
Simeon
Cheers,
makes
you
less than
fucking cocksucker.
$500,000, and he's getting the job done. So there's obviously a problem there. But the Broncos are the same team from last year minus Peyton Manning's noodle arm. So I think they're going to win the division.
Well,
Sorry, I got quiet, but I'm sorry.
I'm going to disagree with you on that one too, man. I'm siding with Bobo. I think this is the Raiders' year.
I know
man.
it's 3-1. Our producer's a Raiders fan. He's obviously biased. He knows, and I don't hate the Raiders. I like the Raiders.
I don't
but
even
I think the Broncos are going to take it,
So
and then they're going to lose to the Patriots. who are the best
Going back to week 7 of the NFL a little bit. One game that's got to be worth mentioned. It almost could have been a bottom shelf bum, but we don't really know who would be the fucking bum on this. Well, I guess there could have been a
I
couple
thought
of
the
them.
Ohio State was a bottom shelf bum.
Well, they are, but I'm saying this could have been a runner-up.
Okay.
The Seahawks and Cardinals, who finished in a 6-6 tie because the outstanding offense and kicking in that game.
That was a shit game.
Guys, did y'all watch that game?
No.
It was shit. I watched it. It was
I
shit
watched the
until
last bit of it.
The last 2 minutes, so that's
Which
what
was
became,
what was
it became
what you need to
awesome.
watch, yeah.
Because then it was like a close game, and like the other team had the ball. You're like, oh, this is a close game. They're only down by 3, but there's only been 3 points scored. But they're only down by 3, so let's watch it.
The look on the Cardinals kicker's face when he missed that field goal was,
I was livid, though.
absolutely priceless.
Because in my touchdown only league, I needed 1 touchdown to win, and David Johnson, I had that player. And
He didn't get it.
And then 3rd down, I was like, well, he has this time. And they're like, we're going to kick. I'm like, who the fuck kicks on 3rd down? And then, of course, I'm sitting there pissed like, they're going to fucking win this game, but it's bullshit. They should have kicked the ball until 4th down. And then they missed, and I just stood up in the air and yelled, fuck you, that's what you get. Fuck you and your whole fucking organization. That's what you fucking get. And I started yelling and screaming at him, and everyone's looking at me like, what is going on to that guy? Fuck them. Fuck everything they stand for. Fuck their children. And this just got really bad.
That's how I feel about Todd
Not
Gurley.
literally, just figuratively.
Yeah, you're not a big Gurley fan this week, are you?
No. And back to the Cardinals Seahawks game. I always say like, oh, you just don't like defensive struggles. Like seriously, I can talk to anybody I know
Everything was a
who's at
struggle.
home excited over a 3-3 game. Like,
Everything
yes,
was
it's the game
struggling.
I've been waiting for. Oh, punts! They punted
6-6,
again.
but you know.
Yes. I'm
It
just
was
saying,
bad.
like, who gets that excited for a defensive game like that?
Well, I mean,
I don't buy
it reminded me a lot of the 2011 LSU and Bama game. That
game
game
sucked, too.
That game was the same thing. Field goals all day long. I was at that game. I tailgated at it, and me and all the people I was with were packing our car up as LSU went to go and kick that chip shot that they had, just in the event that the 200,000 people tailgating outside of it were gonna fucking like start a riot or some shit.
Yeah.
But the last game we'll talk about from this past weekend was the Vikings and the Eagles. That was a really big game because the Vikings have not lost a game yet, and they've there's been all this talk about all the adversity they've overcome this year. Well, it bit them in the ass this time. The Eagles 21-10. Guys, what do we take away from this game?
Sam Bradford let him down.
Is that what we're going with, Sam Bradford? I mean, it makes sense, but I mean, at one point in time, we were kind of wondering if this guy might have been somewhat of a saving grace for the team outside of the defense. But
Hold on. One of our chat guys said he's tired of watching the same sports highlights on the TVs behind us. Those are new every week. That's a live feed behind us.
well, I'm glad he's
Yeah.
paying attention to the background of us and not actually
It's
us.
a different game.
There's a basketball game, and then I think the Royals are playing.
It was preseason basketball last week.
Yeah.
You weren't paying attention.
Yeah, I think you're wrong. Wrong, chatter. That's what you call him, right? Chatter.
Chatter. All right. Anyways, so back to the Eagles and the Vikings. Guys, what do we take away from that game other than Sam Bradford shit in the bed in that game? Like,
Eagles defense is very opportunistic, but I wouldn't go.
Good word usage.
Thank you. That's what happened there. You
we
won't
still-
see that out of their defense every week, but as you haven't, it's like week whatever.
Are we
You
still
haven't
sold in
seen
this
that.
Philadelphia Eagles quarterback right now? Like this
He's
rookie?
going through his doldrums. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's supposed to happen. Some folks out there, it doesn't happen to them, and it's kind of weird, like Dak. But
Yeah.
it's supposed to happen. I mean, he's a rookie quarterback from a D2 school. I mean, he's good, but he's supposed to have some doldrums. He can't just waltz through his first season with a winning record and everything's great and averaging 250 yards passing a game. He has to have some tough times. Bill's character, he'll be great. He'll be all right. Philadelphia's good.
I dig it.
Don't worry about it. We got a good guy there.
Well, this week also, we finally started with the NBA. The NBA started this week, and Cleveland Cavaliers were finally able to raise that banner that LeBron's been wanting to see for so long. Happened last night. It was a good moment for the town of Cleveland. Good moment for LeBron James. Yada, yada, yada. Anyways, the Cavaliers last night, they played a restructured New York Knicks team. And apparently there was a big deal about this New York Knicks team. They got all these new players on there. They spent a ton of money on it. And what happened?
Bed shitting.
Yeah, they played a better team. The Cavs are the champions until they get beat. They're the best team in the league.
Well, here's my thing about it. Is I mean, shit. The Knicks have. I mean, I've heard like 7 different players that are on that team right now, including Derrick Rose, that are like these like superstar players now. I mean, Melo's still over there. They got this superstar lineup of teams. Cleveland, it's LeBron James and
Kyrie Irving.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a great team. But I mean, it seems like they put a lot of fucking time, money, and effort into this restructure of a Knicks team. And they get their asses beat like this by the Cavaliers. I mean,
But that's nothing new. The Knicks have been doing this for over a decade.
you're very right.
But
You're
also, putting together mega teams like that, or I wouldn't quite call them a mega team, but putting together a star team like that,
it was
they often start off rough.
True.
'Cause
Yeah,
they
I mean,
remember when the Celtics first got together, they weren't gelling quite at first, and it was like those top 3, can't remember all their names, Garnett and Ray Allen and
Paul Pierce.
Well,
but
even-
once they started getting all their gelling together, man, they filled in a couple role players here and there.
well, now that I think
Rondo,
about it,
whatever,
even
them motherfuckers are dominating.
now that I think about it, even the first year that LeBron was with Miami Heat, They went what? They went 0-3 that year,
the
right?
media was like laughing, like
Yeah, they went
that
0-3,
was-
and they went on
84 games.
They're a joke.
and they went on to make the championship every single year that LeBron was there. He won two of them.
Exactly. You gotta let them get on the floor a little bit and play.
The Knicks, for what it's worth, they lost that game 117-88. I mean, the weird thing about basketball professionally for the last several years, it seems to be kind of the same group of teams. Cavs, Golden State Warriors, San Antonio Spurs. The Knicks kind of like shove their face in there, even though they're not really worth a shit.
Thunder.
The Thunder. I mean, the Thunder were part of that, but now this whole with Kevin Durant going to
The Bulls
the
are always
Warriors,
great to make the playoffs, but get eliminated like
Did
first
Exactly.
Kevin
round.
Durant leave the Warriors and go to San Antonio last night?
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah, that happened this morning, dude.
Yeah.
He's already got his number and his jersey and everything. Dude.
And the
He's ready to go
Warriors
to the
already
Spurs.
lost to the Spurs. I mean, they could build those teams, but they still got to get it done on the floor. The
Yeah,
Mavericks beat the Heat the first year. The Heat had their big team. It's just, it's just a matter of actually playing the games.
Well, so
you
so
know.
it may be a stupid question then, but I mean, just just throwing it out there. Who do you guys think is a better shot of making the playoffs, the Warriors or the Knicks?
I think the Warriors is a better shot, but they both have. I mean, they both should be able to make it.
Yeah.
The thing is, like,
You know,
the
Knicks
top
are in
8.
the East, so
yeah.
they got help. They actually have a slightly. You can see almost as an easier road because they're going through the East to get there, as opposed to the Warriors just has to deal with a lot of pretty decent teams.
The 9 and 10 teams in the West would be like the 5 and 6 teams in the East.
Yep.
Like, it's, if not higher.
It's like putting ACC teams in the SEC.
Yeah, they would dominate. They would beat the SEC all day long.
I was wondering if you were going to let me roll with that or not.
Oh no! I mean, it's your birthday, but
Way to be cool about it.
which, by the way, we're like 42, right?
What's that?
You're 42 tonight, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Happy birthday, Bubba.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know how I could even almost forget about that for that beautifully animated video that we saw, and then the
That was like
Leroy
the
call.
funniest, most disturbing thing I've seen in a while.
It was great.
It was-
We were watching and we were like, "What the fuck?" And like, I
Hey,
guess isn't it a birthday thing? I'm like, yeah, I guess it is.
Before our mics even
It's
came on,
funny.
I was like, "Damn, I
funny.
didn't get an animated video," and you're like, "Why would you want this?" Like,
it's just weird that both of you guys'
That's
birthdays
funny.
fell on a Wednesday, and then
Yeah,
mine's on
it
a
is weird.
Saturday, so we're not gonna.
no, we're not gonna worry about your birthday at all, CJ.
Yeah, they might fucking
Well,
suck.
yeah,
I've got a
special
show planned
weekend
from that
edition
night.
of the birthday video.
All right. We'll shoot it. I'm off both Saturday and Sunday that weekend, so maybe we might shoot something for the Underground Pub Show at the bar.
Dude, you've got a cell phone, dude. Use that motherfucker, dude.
I do.
Anyways, some little bit of hockey news. Just to go ahead and get this out there real fast. Right now, my Tampa Bay Lightning stand 5-1 at second place in the in the Atlantic Division of the Eastern Conference right now, right behind the Canadiens, who are undefeated current. Well, they're 6-0 with a 1 overtime loss. But a pretty badass moment in sports history happened last night. The Tampa Bay Lightning were playing the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the Lightning goaltender Ben Bishop in the second period, he took a shot to the helmet by a puck, and the puck hit him so hard that it knocked his 2 front teeth out immediately, and enough to where they had to stop the game. And there's a video on, like, Google this. You guys looking out there, Google this. This is some real shit. I mean, I know there's a lot of jokes about how, like, hockey players lose teeth, but you rarely actually see good video evidence of it. It's out there right now. Tampa Bay Lightning goaltender Ben Bishop, he gets a shot in the face by a puck, and then he takes his helmet off. His teeth are gone, and he's, like, looking for it. And then, like, Brian Boyle, one of his teammates from the Lightning, comes over there, gets down on her knee, and helps him find his teeth and puts it in his
That's a
glove.
true friend, though.
And gives it to him. Ben Bishop gets it, goes over to the bench for a minute, and gets himself sorted out. And guess who finished that game in goal for the Lightning that day?
Ben Bishop.
Ben fucking Bishop. You know why? Because he is not a fucking pussy. And that's, I mean, you gotta admit that that's badass, right? You got your two.
Yeah.
You got your two front
the
teeth
NHL
knocked
doesn't
out.
care about their players. It seems like
Apparently, he doesn't give a fuck. Like,
they just let their players get their.
he
teeth
got his
knocked
2
out
front
and just
teeth
put 'em back
knocked out,
there.
and he chose to finish that game. And you know who won that game? The Lightning, 7-3. I thought it was
And
awesome.
then next week when he passes out and has a brain hemorrhage because he's got a concussion,
Cool, if
they
that-
didn't check it out.
CJ, if that happens, I will buy you a pizza.
Fuck yeah!
So a pizza rides between
Pizza death.
So a pizza is going to
Can
you
I actually
if,
say
if
that
or
I-
if not that Ben Bishop gets a brain hemorrhage next week.
I kind of hate pizza.
Well, too bad. You already agreed to it, so.
That's cool.
3 minutes.
Let's
right,
talk
guys.
about the games coming up this next weekend, bro.
All right,
Or this
so
weekend.
NFL Week
Yeah.
8.
Wasn't Tampa Bay nominated like the best sports franchise in the country?
Yeah,
worst
For
they're-
the fans?
Yeah, they're
perspective
definitely
or
one
some
of them.
shit like that.
I believe it too because the Lightning actually sell out a majority of their games every year, which
Because
is
a lot of fans of the other team live in Tampa because it's a transient state. or
that
city,
that actually is
Trannies at the stadium?
There's a transient
Oh.
transient city.
that actually is.
Like if you live there, there's more like Yankees and Red Sox fans that live in Tampa. So anytime the Rays play the
Remember what I
Red
was
Sox
saying about
Yankees,
CJ
they're all
interrupting?
there.
It happened like 3 times just a second ago.
Hold on a second, I'm trying to talk here real
And I interrupted you. But no, we're gonna go ahead and move on. I'm gonna interrupt CJ. Then move on to week 8. So tomorrow night's game is the Jaguars and the Titans. I don't know if you guys have seen this, by the way, but on just about every channel that like especially The Walking Dead the other night during that episode, which broke TV records, obviously, they must have played a commercial for this Jaguars and Titans game. I think I counted 4 times.
Hold on,
They're
Schreiber-
trying so terribly
Schreiber,
hard to.
Schreiber, hold on. But what's your thought on the Jags versus Titans?
God, I hate you
tomorrow?
so much, CJ.
I like that it's in England, so that's fun. Jaguars is actually one of England's, the average English person's favorite team is the Jaguars because they're always fucking there.
They're always there, man.
They're always there, so they actually appreciate the Jaguars. And you can actually see the random English person wearing like Jaguars clothing sometimes, which is kind of random.
So it could be interesting, I guess. I mean, but in my
Jaguars,
little-
it's like a home game for them. I
Yeah.
didn't mean to interrupt you, though, but it's like a
Yeah.
home game for them.
Wembley Stadium is like a new home
Yeah.
for the Jaguars these days. So I mean, yeah, this should be a fun game to watch. Guys, who you like in this game, Jaguars or Titans?
I'll give Jags a home field advantage.
I'll go
They
with
do
my,
well in London.
I'll go with my boy Keith and say the Titans are going to win. I don't like the way Blake Bortles is playing right now. I like the Titans' running game. Then their defense is underrated, so go Titans.
I'm liking the Jaguars in this game. I feel like they're gonna bounce back from that tough loss from Oakland last week. So I'm gonna go with the Jags on that one. It's kind of an attractive matchup, even though their records don't really show it. But rematch of the NFC conference final last year, the Cardinals and the Panthers. The Panthers are in bad shape right now, 1-5 right now. The Cardinals are still, staying strong for the most part. Guys, I mean, can this Panthers team finally turn this season around against the Cardinals, or are we looking at a 1-6 Carolina Panthers?
You go first.
I think the Panthers are still good. I think they can win. I do. I think they can still win and win more games. I don't know what's going on with them. If it's just, I don't know whether they just. I guess sometimes you go to the Super Bowl and you lose like that.
Yeah.
You
The
kind of
hangover's
carry
real.
it.
Super
You carry it on to the next season, but you gotta shake that. It's like it's more.
Their
But the
defense.
hangover is usually when you win. They lost, so they have like a double hangover with like diarrhea.
Super Bowl
They're
losers
just
don't
not-
tend to do well the next year, though.
Really, I always thought the Super
Yeah.
Bowl losers normally come out pretty strong in the following year and try to like I don't know. Well, it maybe
Yeah.
not because that's what it seems like. It seems like they're still
Yeah.
holding on to something. Like, yeah, you lost, dude. It's over. The new season's here.
Yeah.
Get back. And they're not. There's no sense of, we're the best team out there. I mean, other than Cam has cockiness here and there. I didn't want to use that. I hate using that phrase. I try not to use it. I know, but I
secondary,
jump back.
Their
It's
secondary
depleting.
is not the same as
No,
it was
it's
last
definitely
year.
not.
And, like their front seven's still good, but teams have been throwing on them all year. Like Breeze had a hell of a game against them.
Yeah, their
it's-
running
like,
game
it's-
is a little out there right
I
now.
actually,
Yeah.
when I was looking at this game earlier today, I actually think the Panthers are going to win. I think they're going to beat the Cardinals simply because the Cardinals just had a rough game against Seattle. They're going to go play against Carolina. Carolina's had a bye week, so they've had plenty
They're
of time.
beyond desperate.
Yeah,
That team is
they're,
beyond
They're starting to
desperate.
get a little healthier, and they got to win. If they don't win,
They
they already got
needed
3
to win
losses
2
in
weeks
the
ago
division.
against the Saints, but now they've got to win.
The thing is, even the Falcons, who are number 1, and the Bucks, that are number 2, they're only a couple games ahead of them. It's still not over, and they all play each other one more time.
Yeah, I'm taking the Panthers on this one too. I feel like there's so much talent on that team. I feel like it just cannot keep going on like this, where they're just going to keep losing game after game after game. I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. I don't think that the Panthers are going to be some major Super Bowl contender this year by a long shot.
Leroy.
I don't even really think they're going to win the conference, but I do think they win this weekend. Bobo, I mean, are you going with the Panthers?
Yeah, I'm going to Panthers.
So we're all in agreement on the Panthers. Okay. Seahawks and Saints. This is an interesting matchup because Jimmy Graham now is a Seattle Seahawk, and he made his name as one of the more legendary targets of Drew Brees for a couple years with the New Orleans Saints, and this will be his first time playing against his former team, and the game just so happens to be at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome this Sunday at noon. It's kind of a semi-difficult game to call, I guess, because both teams are so weird right now.
Yes, I would. That's the word I would use to describe both of them as weird.
They're both very weird.
Yeah.
The Seahawks have a better record, but I mean, both teams are just weird right now. Both teams are just really weird, and I would love, as a fan, to just say I think the Saints can win this game, and I do think they can win this game, but I don't know. Just like the Cardinals, the Seahawks just came off a really fucking weird game. They might be feeling kind of weird. The Saints also came off a really the Saints came off of just a really frustrating loss where they had a terrible first half, picked up by a great second half that was shattered by awful. Yeah, it was shattered by awful fucking.
You guys can't finish. That's
penalties.
Turnovers. The Chiefs were beating us on the edge the entire game.
Well, and I mean, the Saints couldn't stay on sides.
By the way,
there were so many penalties in that game that they just.
I think they had 3 false starts on one drive.
Yeah,
it was.
Well, I mean, the Arrowhead's a tough place to play, and I'm sorry, Bubba, go ahead.
Do the Giants play in England, or is it the Titans and the Jags?
Titans and Jags. No. It's the Redskins. No. Next in England, it's the Redskins and the Bengals. They're in England. The Redskins and Bengals.
I thought the Jaguars already had their England game
my
too,
weird home. Well, now I don't know who's. Never mind. I changed my team to the Titans.
Okay, so 2 of us are going for the Titans now.
Because I didn't know they didn't have home field advantage in England.
Well, that's going to look good on.
I have a quick question, by the way.
Yeah.
If I want to know who people think is the top 3 running backs right now in the NFL. I'm all confused now. Top 3 running backs in the NFL. You can use this what you feel, or fantasy stats, or you can use pro, whatever. Just go to our page or call in. I guess next week's we're almost done for tonight, but. Let us know on the page if you would, or you could even just message me directly, or just post to my page. And
just let us know your top 3 running backs.
Because I'm having an argument right now, and one person is not even making it on people's top 3 list, which is confusing the fuck out of me. So I want to get a vibe as to what people think.
Yes, to Ashley's question.
And what about you guys? I didn't mean to stop, but I had to get this out there because it's becoming a situation.
If you put the top 3 running backs. Currently, currently, right now, if I'm a GM and I'm picking running backs, it would be David Johnson, DeMarco Murray, and then before he got hurt, LaShawn McCoy.
Not Le'Veon Bell?
Not Le'Veon Bell.
Really?
No.
How about you?
I don't know. I like David Johnson. I like Le'Veon Bell, and I don't know, that number 3 one. At one point in time, I would have said C.J. Anderson myself.
Yeah, but he's hurt now.
He's hurt now, so...
if you're in fantasy, pick up Devontae Booker. He's going to be the starter for the next so on. I actually even heard that C.J. Anderson might be out for
I mean, again, he's got injury issues right now, but he might be working this week. But I mean, Theo Reddick, he's had a great season this year.
He has.
He's had a great season this year.
He's still fighting injuries too.
He's fighting injuries, but look at his stats this year. Damn good season he's had this year.
David Johnson is the best running back in the NFL.
Right now. I think we can all agree on that one.
Actually, people can't agree on that one. That was part of the argument.
I mean, the 3 on the show can agree on that one. Some people
even have him in their top 5 list. David Johnson. He wasn't even making their top 5.
He's the best running back.
I'm sure
he's
the
best
doing great
receiver
in
running back.
But
he has the most touchdowns.
Yeah.
He's only he's maybe 20 yards behind everybody else in rushing yards, but in receiving yards, he is light years ahead of everybody else. He's the close person's 90. He has 200 and something.
Murray already. And LaShawn McCoy were the guys that were right behind him. But
yeah. I got an argument. I didn't put McCoy as second, but I will say he probably is.
I also Zeke. We forgot Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke's another
Zeke,
person
okay.
that we're trying to use
I
to
did
knock
forget
David
about
Johnson.
Ezekiel. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't knock David Johnson out.
But the
Zeke
thing
is
is-
having a great season this year.
Yeah.
I
So
mean,
it's like Zeke, McCoy,
incredibly
and
impressive.
David Johnson. I would say David Johnson's number 1. Then Zeke and McCoy can figure out who's second or third.
Here's a question for you guys: Zeke on any other team, still the same?
It
Some
depends on
team
it depends on which team.
probably fewer
him
than
on the Browns.
fewer teams than more.
Put
no,
Zeke- put
I don't
Zeke on the
think
Browns.
so.
Put
The
him on the-
Browns, no.
Okay,
Because
like-
they didn't
Cromwell's
expect-
had a pretty decent years of running back.
Because
Dak
Dak
Prescott,
Prescott
yeah, but-
really surprised people with his play,
Yeah.
and that caused them to be like, "Oh fuck, what's going on here?"
So you
But
don't, you don't think Ezekiel Elliott could even get maybe like 75% of the yards he's got right
I think
now?
Zeke's good. Don't get me wrong, but Zeke landed in the perfect position for a running back to fall in the draft. The Cowboys have the best offensive line in the NFL.
And they're a really great team to be if you're a running back.
Sure,
Really, they
absolutely.
work with you. They construct their line for you. They're a great place to be if you're a running back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're just going to go ahead and finish up these upcoming
Let us
games
know.
real
And
fast.
if you don't
But
let us know,
let us know, please.
let us know next week.
And by the way, go to our Facebook page, facebook.com, search the Underground Pump Show, all in one word. Comment on, like the page, comment us, let us know what you think about your running back. Let us know what you think about anything for that matter. But real quick, we're going to finish this up. Bobo, Seahawks, Saints, who you liking?
I think if I say the Saints, then they'll lose. So for you guys' benefit, I'll say the Seahawks.
Seahawks are going to win. Jimmy
Well,
Graham's
You
going
know
to have
my tricks too.
Then
no. Jimmy Graham's going to have 120 yards and 2 TDs.
I do believe Jimmy Graham's gonna have a good game because a lot of former Saints have good games on the Saints. I'm gonna be the homer and take the Saints. Chiefs and Colts. Hey, I've gone against the Saints before on this show. The Chiefs and the Colts. I don't really think that game is
Chiefs.
yeah, much to be talked about. I'm taking the Chiefs on that one too. Jets and Browns. Now, CJ, you said you're liking the Browns in this one, right?
Yeah, to Hippie, I appreciate your depressing video you sent. The Browns will win this week.
Nope. Jets will win. Browns will not win a single game this year, and it'll be amazing.
If the Browns lose to the Jets, I'll wear a Jets shirt this week. The Browns are going to win.
No.
I'll wear.
Is there even a
I'll
place
wear-
in Pensacola to get a Jets
I'll
shirt?
wear a Jets shirt on the show next week if the
Where from?
Jets win.
2 days.
What's
So
up?
Amazon Prime, 2 days.
There you go.
You can have it by the
you
weekend.
got it on live internet. Browns are going to win.
The Chargers and
Fitzpatrick
Broncos
sucks.
going at it again this week. Who are we liking in that game?
Chargers late.
You think so?
Yeah. Chargers
I
late.
was that's funny because I was thinking the same thing myself. I think the Chargers do.
late.
It's
It'll
in
be a
Denver.
late surge.
It's in Denver. I say Broncos. I
And
like the
then-
Chargers, but Broncos.
And then the big game this week, Eagles and Cowboys. That is, I mean, honestly, this is a big game this year because both quarterbacks are rookies, and they're both playing at a very high level right now. Both teams look really good.
I think the Eagles will win.
I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. Much I hate to say it, I like the Cowboys.
But what's his face is back, right? Romo's back.
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna play.
Prescott's still playing.
Oh, he's not.
Yeah, Eagles win.
Where's it at?
It's in Dallas.
Dallas.
Sunday Night Football.
Eagles win.
Like I said, I'm gonna take Dallas on that one. The Monday Night Football game this year, it's Vikings and Bears. Oh yeah, we do have the Packers. Thank you, CJ.
I'll say the Packers
We do have the Packers and the Falcons. That actually will be a really good game. Well, it could be anyways. I don't know. But I'm thinking the Falcons on this one.
The Falcons are coming in as looking like the better team.
Raiders, Bucks.
But,
Raiders.
Yeah, Raiders easily on that one.
But I think I gotta go the Packers on this one, even if it's a homer pick, just because. But Falcons definitely look like the better team.
But no, I mean it's smart to pick the Packers as not even just a homer team, but I mean there's talent on that team. I mean the Packers are one of those teams I can never count out, but I am gonna take the Falcons on this one as much as I don't like to.
Falcons look good, and I like their. Last week they wore the old school black on black, which is I always hated the team, but I like those unis. So.
And then of course there was the Raiders and Buccaneers. I'm definitely taking the
Rematch
Raiders
of
on
the
that.
2002 Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking the Raiders
John
on that
Gruden
one.
Bowl.
I do not see. I mean, granted, the Buccaneers look to be playing okay football to an extent from what we saw last week, but I don't think they're going to pass the Raiders on this one. And then the Monday Night Football game, this eye-popping matchup, Vikings and the Bears. I'm clearly going to take the Vikings on this one. I think they turn it around and beat the dog shit out of this Bears team. So
There's
just what I'm
a
saying.
certain quarterback coming back, and I think the Bears are going to win.
Is that? Are you like being serious? You think the Bears are gonna win that game? Or
I happen
Best quarterback in football.
I happen
Oh,
to
yeah,
be
that's right.
wearing
Cutler's the
a
best
Bulls
quarterback.
jersey. The Bears are gonna win. Go Bears.
Go Cutler.
Go Cutler.
Who do you liking?
The cut.
I like anyone that doesn't have Cutler on their team. He's back, right?
He's
Yeah.
back. Cutler's back.
CJ's boy's back. Cutlet.
So
there it is.
Like,
Pinky
no.
fingers healed.
Me and Bobo, we're taking the Vikings like smart people do, and CJ is going with
He's all
Cutler
in. He
and
has
the
to.
Bears.
He put all his chips in on Cutler at the end of the year.
It's going. Put him on cut.
I was like,
on the
what?
cut.
And we're gonna finish the show right here. Bobo, you said your favorite terrifying movie of all time is Showgirls, right? That's what we're
Yes.
going with.
It is.
You don't have a runner up or anything. It's just Showgirls.
Poltergeist when I was a child definitely was really all the shit I said about Showgirls. Actually, as a kid when I first watched Poltergeist, that really was the deal, dude. And television, when TV would turn off and it would go that. Fuck that. No. I couldn't turn it off. I couldn't get that close to TV. I didn't sleep with my blankets, and it was just closets. Dude, they made toys killer things in that movie.
Did you ever see the
So if you had
remake?
toys in your floor and you used to catch a shadow at night, dude, fuck off. No. Poltergeist is really bad for a child.
Did you
Yeah,
ever, did you
it
ever see
was
that?
really-
Did
It
you
was
ever
a
see the remake of the
PG-13.
Poltergeist? It was really bad.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
You were young enough that you didn't even
But the original one was great.
understand what it was about.
But still, you knew that there was some bad
freaked you
happening.
out, man.
The
It
kids
was-
were screaming. The kids were scared. You're
If
like,
there's any
if
movie
they're
that you
scared, I'm
like,
scared.
horror movie wise, they're doing a remake of it this upcoming year.
Apparently, yeah.
And-
All right, so
and
CJ,
Poltergeist
let's
wasn't even R. It was PG-13.
Yeah.
And the special effects was basically stop animation, claymation bullshit.
I hated it,
and
man.
it was still fucking amazing.
I mean, I'm talking about the
It was
remake. I
scary.
didn't like.
I would never watch that remake.
It was
That
so
just-
bad. No, the
I'd
original
be
one
upset.
was great, even though
Yeah.
all like pretty much everybody that was
Craig
involved
T.
with the
Nelson.
original one's gone now.
Yeah,
But,
Spirited Away.
yeah.
Chinese will tell you that's what happened.
So CJ, we move on to you. Your top 2 horror movies. Let's hear them.
Like favorite are the ones that freaked me out the most.
Give us a combination of both, shall we?
Okay, I mean, I know it's cliche, but the original Halloween by John Carpenter is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Great movie.
It's
Motherfucker, dude.
yeah, he is, and the score was amazing. Directing was great. They did something where it's like they just let him be evil. There was no backstory. It was just like, this is evil, and he's chasing you. And they set it up perfectly. And a movie that used to freak me out when I was a kid was Psycho by Alfred Hitchcock. I literally, like, every time I took a shower, I would always kind of be nervous because of that movie growing up.
Yeah.
You're
So
a sexy chick in the shower.
that's true. I do love my showers.
I guess my 2 would be one, as I've said it numerous times on the show, The Evil Dead. I love the original one. I just love it. There's something about that movie. I never get tired of it. Now, I will say this, out of all these terrible remakes we've seen over the years, that one was really good. I thought their remake of The Evil Dead was really good.
They had a good theme to it. They wanted to make it like gory and scary.
It was different, but it was on point with what the original one was supposed to be about. But they took out the gimmicks of, comedy and just made it gory and terrifying.
Well,
And I-
losing Bruce Campbell, one of the greatest, physical comedy actors that there was, and
maybe the
just
greatest B-movie actor of all time, for that matter.
yeah, I mean,
But-
it sucks that you put him in that category. I know you don't mean it as an insult, but he was good at what he does, and he's a good actor.
He's great in
Like,
Ash
just,
vs. the Evil
you know,
Dead. Like, he
Bruce
does a
Campbell is,
legitimate
like,
job.
He's not so much a B actor. He's more of just a cult actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's a good word to describe it. Yeah, he's a
He's-
good cult actor.
But
Yeah.
his physical comedy is incredible. Like, watch Evil Dead 2.
Or Army of Darkness, too.
Or Army of Darkness, but like Evil Dead 2, especially with when his hand gets
cheesier it
taken
got, the
over.
funnier it was.
He's smashing the plates against his head, does a flip. Like, just physical comedy is incredible.
Yeah.
I love Bruce Campbell.
But I mean, out of all the Evil Dead movies, though, the original one, it's one of my favorite movies. It's not even like my favorite scary movie. It's just one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. And then a second one, I'm not gonna lie. This might I don't know if we really like consider this to be like a flat out horror movie. But I mean, Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a fucking great movie.
It's a horror thriller.
It's a
It
horror
is.
thriller because sharks don't fucking do that, but they
Yeah.
did in this movie, and it was terrifying. I don't care who the fuck you are. If you saw Jaws, you had that. I mean,
Yeah.
if you've seen the movie Jaws, you've never stepped foot in an ocean where it didn't at least cross your mind that this might happen. that this
Yeah.
didn't might happen. You know,
I
like,
couldn't swim without thinking of Jaws being the deep end, and anytime I go swimming in the ocean, that theme always
Yeah.
comes in my head.
And
What
of
do you
course,
guys
if
think
you-
of Orca? You ever watch Orca?
That
Yeah,
was
that
an
movie-
actually interesting movie, dude.
Yeah,
Orca.
it's
I
depressing,
didn't know,
but
yeah,
they-
it's not so much horror as this like sad and
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
long depressional romp through this a man eventually meeting his doom by a killer whale.
Well, they
And
did
then the
some
poor
fucked up
woman
shit
that
to those
goes there with
whales.
him, and she's left in the middle of the ice Arctic on a boat that she can't drive. And I was like, "What happens to her? The lady's dead." But no,
Nah,
it was
right.
that was one hell of a movie too.
Yeah.
It's basically a big long revenge movie of a killer whale. I liked it though.
One runner-up I would like to throw out there, just because it never got mentioned throughout all this horror movie talk, and the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Robert Englund is the shit doing that. Out of all the, you had your Jason, your Michael Myers, you had all these people. Robert Englund and Freddy Krueger was the only one that really fucked with you and got in your head. I loved that. He did it so good. The remake was the worst remake out of all the remakes they made out of all these. But the original Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yeah,
They
after
took the
three,
personality away from
when they
Freddy.
got to 3, it started becoming more
Cheesy.
comical.
Yeah.
Yeah, more humorous. Kids were
Yeah.
we were we were enjoying it as kids. Now we weren't so scared to watch it. It was fun. We
Well,
wanted a
do-
video game and
do you
shit.
remember when Wes Craven's New Nightmare came out, where they took the movie and took it out of the movie?
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was so genius.
That was a great
It was where they took the cast of the movie and they were like, it was a movie with a cast like just living their normal lives, and then it actually starts to happen to them.
What's
Like,
it called?
Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Fucking
I
awesome.
need to watch that.
Yeah,
that sounds pretty.
it's like a movie outside of the movie.
The
Where like
from
Freddy
the
Krueger
movie-
becomes
from
a
the
real,
movie?
Freddy Krueger becomes a real character from the
That sounds
from the
pretty
cast
cool.
that was in
How
it. It was
old
great.
that?
Yeah,
It was
the
actually
kid from,
really fucking good.
Pet Cemetery and Kindergarten Cop is in that movie.
Yeah, great movie. Damn good horror movie.
Tuma.
It is not a Tuma. All right, guys. Well, let's gonna wrap it up for the Underground Pub Show. Happy Halloween, y'all. Be safe out there this
Happy
Monday. We'll
birthday,
see you after that. Happy birthday to Bobo.
I'll be at Coyotes in 30 minutes.
We're going to be at
that's about to
Coyotes to
happen.
celebrate Bobo's birthday. Buy him shots.
Woo! All right, until next time, you're watching
I
the
want
Underground
this
Pub
guy
Show. This is
wasted.
Schreiber, CJ, and Bobo. And subscribe to the channel, yes.
Subscribe to the channel.
If you're at Coyotes right now watching it, before you do anything else, just fucking subscribe with
Yeah.
your fuck phone.
Just do
on
it.
your fuck phone.
On your fuck phone, please.
Grab your
Please.
fuck phone
Grab
and
it,
fuck it and
but it's
subscribe.
fuck and type stuff on it that subscribes you.
And we're going to be up there with some stickers soon. All right, thank you guys for watching. This is Schreiber, CJ, and Bobo. We'll see y'all next week. Good night.
Oh God.
Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Central Time for the Underground Pub Show, right here on the Pimpy K Multiverse Network.